What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm back. I know there's been so much Scream news, and we're probably just a few days away from Patrick Dempsey being formally announced, and it's been crazy. The cast is rounding out, and I was going to make a video eventually kind of talking about a summary type thing. We can still do that in the future, but it's time to talk about the now and what happened just maybe a couple hours ago, and that Mason Gooding is back. Now, I actually saw the tweet initially, just fire up Twitter after eating, and I look, and it says, like, is anybody from Scream 5 or 6 going to be back? Turns out, yes. And I'm like, wait a second, what? And then you see Chad's picture. It's like, holy dear Jesus. So that's the big news of at least today. Again, I mean, the last couple weeks, we have rounded out Sydney's daughter and friendships and all that kind of stuff. And now we have a returning member. Now, I don't want to make this not about Chad because it kind of is all about Chad, but I do wonder about Kirby because even that question of like, okay, how do you connect if you want to connect 5 and 6 to 7, right? Well, Gale, and then Sydney from 5 jumping to 7, Gale from 5 and 6 jumping to 7. But, Kirby would be a good one. And, you can go back to the rumors like 2, 3, 4 months ago of, she will be in it and then it's going to spin off and kind of have her be like a television show. I love that idea. I want that to happen, but haven't really seen anything on that like in the last couple months. But it's almost an aside, but it is something I thought about where it's like, okay, so now you got Chad, so you do have somebody directly. I mean, it's a core 4 member. Everybody that's asking for the core 4, you got one. He comes in. Well, what does that mean for like anybody else connected to that era of Scream? You can really only do Kirby at this point, right? And then will she come back? We'll see over the next couple days. But okay, in terms of Chad, now I see kind of 2 camps to this, right? One that's just like very excited, and then one that's kind of confused. And I'll say I am definitely leaning way, way more towards excited than anything else, but and not necessarily confusion for me, but there is a sense of like wonder of like, what are you going to do? I assume he's there to explain away Sam, Tara, and then Mindy. Or you could argue, like, why would he be there in the first place? I think the biggest thing that it's tough because you can only speculate right now is like, well, how much would he be in the movie, right? Like, as of right now, really any of these people besides Sydney, Gale, her daughter, right? Like, the daughter is going to be a pretty important part and all that stuff. Even like that McKenna Grace, like there's already speculation of like, is she the opening kill? Like, just because you're a bigger name or just because you're somebody that people wanted to be in this movie doesn't mean you're going to be in it for more than 10-15 minutes. Didn't we learn this with Scream 5, by the way? But honestly, I mean, you do have to think about that, and you think, when you have 10-15 characters or however many it's going to be, they don't all get 30-40 minutes of screen time. Only the head, the top people get it. You can break down 5, you can break down 6, etc. So for Chad, just because he's in it, and I'm excited. Like I think that's cool because he is easily one of the best characters. I mean, I don't think we have to necessarily remind ourselves, but just in case, right? I really believe he's one of the strongest characters of Scream 6. Love the relationship between him and Tara. That sucks, in terms of not bringing Tara. Well, you can't. I mean, there's really nothing you can do there because of that situation. But, besides his plot armor and just armor, I guess he literally has a body of armor. Besides that, love the guy, love the character, and think it's super, super cool for him to come back. But I will say, I'll just speculate. I'm recording this pretty soon after it was announced. You guys are going to see it probably pretty late at night. My speculation is his main purpose for being there is almost not like a handing of the torch, but to be almost like a middleman between the characters that are no longer there and then like the ones that kind of came back, right? Where he's there for the reason of Sam and Tara. And then, Mindy, I mean, the thing is, right, you're dropping the main character in Sam, you're dropping his girlfriend in Tara, and also maybe the second main character, and then you're dropping his sister. So he's going into Scream 7 without the girlfriend and without the sister, right? So it's like that. I can, again, like that confusion part, I do actually get it. Again, though, I don't know if confusion maybe necessarily is the right word, but it's like, why are you back, or what are you going to do now that you're back? I don't even know if he would necessarily be in any danger. I feel like he's just almost, we'll see, but I wonder if he's like an in and out type role, 5-6 minutes on screen, if that, and just to kind of get in, get out. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Look, I do think if you want to speculate just a little bit more in terms of, the conflict and all the jazz that, got certain people in trouble and all that jazz, I feel like that does connect those three. And I'm not saying that's bad. Like, they're sticking together. It feels like they're sticking together. And that's completely okay. I would love to still see them in Scream one day. But I feel like, you have the Melissa and Jenna thing. I think those two were like locked in kind of together to, like, when the one thing happened to Melissa, then Jenna, and then even Jasmine, she's been very outspoken. I feel like they're, kind of thick as thieves in that way. So yeah, I wonder if Mason will kind of get destroyed, but I don't, like, as I constantly say in these videos, like, I don't watch too many other movies. I'm not well versed, but isn't he in with like Olivia Holt? Isn't he in like another horror movie that's either Paramount or Spyglass or, one of them that people were already kind of giving him a hard time for? So, he's kind of already locked in, because once you work with this company, like after that situation, you're going to get labeled by people anyway. So I do think he's going to get attacked, because it's like, you're the only one of those four that's doing it. And honestly, he could be the only one of those four, because he's the only one comfortable to still, make these movies. I don't think, by the way, I don't think that says anything about him. I just think that's literally the situation. So we'll see what happens at the end of the day, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.